Okay. All right, everyone. So my name is Jordan Hostetler. I'm the auction manager with Title Check, and we're the company that is running the MineralAuction.info website. Megan Bawalda is with me. She's our operations manager. So basically, my goal is to walk you guys through the process of using our website from creating your account, getting authorized to bid, actually placing your bids, and then finally the checkout process as well. So in order to do that, I'm basically going to screen share our website with you guys and kind of walk you through it. So I will go ahead and get that up here right now.
I am gonna really quickly mute all of the participants on the line. If you have a question, you can unmute yourself, or we also will be monitoring the chat throughout the whole session, and then we'll be taking questions at the end.
Thank you.
Okay. I think I might end up getting muted as well, but. Are we? There we go. Okay. Everyone can hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, so this is the MineralAuction.info website. Basically, that is the URL right there that you would navigate to. And this is what the homepage looks like. If it's your first time visiting this website, you're going to need to start by creating an account. I'll just show you a few points before we get there. The main navigation bar right here gives you the links to the available offerings, the frequently asked questions, which actually, if we click on that right now, you'll see quite a few in there, and you can just click on each one to read through them. It might be helpful to go through that before you get started, as well as our contact information here. To get started, though, we need to create an account. In order to do that, there's the orange login to your account button right here, or you can click up here on the top right corner to log in or register. Once we're on this page, this is where you would log in if you've already made an account. If you need to create an account, this is the form you would fill out right here. I'm going to go ahead and do this with you guys as an example. So we're going to do sample user, their full name, sample user. You would just go ahead and enter your personal information. So this is not going to be the company that you're representing. This is going to be you as the bidder. So this needs to be your name and your address. None of this is going to show up on any of the leases. It's just simply your information as the bidder. So once I get this all entered in here, okay, you choose your username. So I will continue with the trend and go ahead and create any sort of password you'd like. We don't have any weird restrictions with characters and capitals and all that stuff. You can just make it whatever you want. Okay, once you've entered all the information in the field, you can go ahead and check the box to agree to the terms of use and click register now. That's going to give you a little pop-up saying thank you for registering. You can now use your credentials to log into our site. So once you've registered, you do have to go back over here, type in your username and your new password, and click sign in. Of course. I don't know what I did there. There we go. Okay. So now that I'm into the website, I am back at the home page here. You'll see up at the top right corner, you now have an orange My Account button. That's where you're going to find all of your user controls and your settings. If you click on My Account, this takes you to this page here. Now, if you have just registered for an account, you're going to see both of these boxes, one of them red saying that you are not currently authorized to bid, and then one of them yellow saying you must enter information for the parties you would like listed on your leases before you can bid online. So both of these things are something you need to accomplish before you're ready to start placing bids. The first one is getting authorized to bid. You can go ahead and click the link right in this red box here, and that will take you to a page that's going to ask you whether or not you are already on the DNR's authorized bidder list. You should probably know that if you are. If you are not, you click no, and it's just basically going to tell you need to get in contact with us to place a security deposit. Most of you probably are, so you would go ahead and select yes to that question, saying that you are on the authorized bidder list. This is going to pre-fill out your user information in this form that you just entered when you made your account. We do ask that you submit a photo or scan of your state issued photo ID so that we can verify your identity. You would do so just by clicking choose file and then selecting whatever it is, JPEG, PDF, it doesn't matter. I'll just choose something as an example. And then you'd go ahead and hit submit on the screen if all of this information looks correct. Once you've done that, it does give you a confirmation pop up here saying that it's been submitted. This is a manual process for us. So once we get your submission for authorization to bid, we go through and do this manually. So it can take a day or so for us to get to it. If for any reason it's taking a little longer than that, just send us an email or give us a call and we'll make sure to go through and help you out there. But we are staying on top of it, so it should be pretty quickly getting you authorized. The second step in this is actually entering that lease party information. So the second box here in yellow is where you would want to click this link to enter your lease party. Right now I have nothing in there as a new account would. You can go ahead and click this link to add a new lease party. And this is where you're going to enter the company information for who you're representing. So I'll just do sample company. This is going to be basically the registered address of the company. Okay, and then if you have a contact person there, and then also their email is. If the mailing address for the company is different, this is the mailing address that you would want to use for when the DNR mails the lease out, you would enter that information here. Please go ahead and enter it even if it's the same address as the registered address. Okay, once I've got all that information entered for my lease party, I can go ahead and hit submit. And you'll see it appear right here. The contact information will be visible here. The company's registered information as well as their mailing info right here. If you need to make any changes to this, you can go ahead and click edit, which will take you right back to that same screen we were on, and you can make any changes you need to, or you can delete as well. You'll want to do this as many times as you need to enter all of the different entities that you're representing that you may want to have put onto a lease. You can add as many as you want, or just one, doesn't matter. So once you've added your lease information and you've submitted your authorization to bid, once we get to that, we will authorize your account. And for our purposes, I'm going to go ahead and log out of this new account I just made, and I'm going to log into one that I've already authorized. Okay, so now if I go to my account on this, this sample account that I've made, you'll see a green box pop up here that says you are authorized for bidding at the upcoming auction. That's your confirmation right there to know that we've gone ahead and accepted your request to be authorized. The next step here is now that you're authorized to bid is to actually view the listings. So view available offerings is the link right here in the green toolbar. This is going to show you the different groupings. Now the dates are all different here because this is our test environment. So none of these are actually correct auction dates. All of these are taking place, of course, on July 29th next week. This is going to show you just an example of how the different counties are grouped together. Each auction, in fact, I'll actually just show you on the real site for this part because it's going to be a lot easier. There we are. These are the correct dates. These are all the start times, which are 10 a.m. for all 5 of these groups, but each one has a staggered ending time. So we're ending at 1 p.m. for the first group of counties, then 1:30 to 2:33. Basically, that's how we have it sectioned off in here that allows us to kind of focus on each group one at a time throughout the day. Going back to my test environment here, if we were let's see, If we were planning on bidding on one of these offerings prior to the day of the auction, which is allowed, so basically once you've created an account and you're authorized to bid, you can actually go into our website and place your bids right now if you wanted to. You don't have to wait until Thursday the 29th to actually start bidding. You can go ahead and enter your top dollar bid on each offering that you'd like to bid on whenever you feel like doing that. So in this case, we've got some of these scheduled for the future. So Sunday, July 25th. We'll go ahead and click View Offerings for this group. In here, you'll see each offering is listed separately. There's kind of the basic overview of the offering, the county it's in, the opening bid amount per acre, the bid acres, parcel count, location, and then within that, each, if there's more than one parcel, they're each listed separately. But the legal description, the location, lease acres, as well as the equity percentages. You can click View Offering Details to see more information on each property. Here we have the Google map with the outline of the boundaries, as well as all that information that we saw on the previous page. If you were to scroll all the way to the bottom here, this is where you're actually going to be placing your bids. Now, this screen is what you'll see when it's in advance of the auction date. So right now, since this is scheduled for July 25th, you're seeing the advanced bidding page. So this is where you can actually go in, type in whatever your maximum dollar amount per acre you'd like to bid is. So in this case, I'll just do $15. You have to click this box right here that says you have read and agree to the catalog guidelines. You can click right here to view what those are, and then click Place Bid. You'll see a green confirmation text saying that the bid was successfully placed. And then also below, now you'll actually see what your bid is. This, anytime before the day of the auction at 10 a.m. is called the advanced bidding period, but it is a closed auction. So you don't see anything about what other people are bidding. You won't see whether or not you're the top bidder. You're just going to see what your bid that you've placed is, and that's going to appear right here. You can delete this if you'd like, if you want to make any changes to it. If you decide $15 wasn't right or you made a mistake, you can go ahead and hit delete. It'll ask you to confirm that. And then you can go back in and make your correction. So $20. I'll go ahead and do that. You can edit and delete these bids anytime up until 10 a.m. on the day of the auction. So 10 a.m. on July 29th is going to be that key time where all of your advanced bidding basically closes off. What's set in there is now set, and you cannot remove or reduce any of those bids. If we were to go back into the groupings, I have one of them set up as an example for today. So here we have Thursday, July 22nd. I'll go ahead and view those offerings. This is what it's going to look like when it is between 10 a.m. and the close of the grouping on July 29th. If I click on View Offering Details on this first lot here, I've actually already placed a bid on this one. It shows me as the current high bidder in green text right here. This is how you're going to know whether or not you're actually winning on this lot or if somebody else has outbid you. You can see my bid is actually placed for $20, but because no one else has bid against me on this one, I'm currently winning it at $10. It's only ever going to bid up to where it needs to in order for you to win. So if somebody else were to come in and bid $12, it's going to automatically place a bid one increment above that at $13. So my authorized amount is 20, so it's only going to go up to $20 in that method to make sure that you're the winner. If somebody else bids higher than $20, then of course it's not going to bid for you anymore and you would be outbid at that point. As an example, I can show you one where someone is winning that is not you. Here's one where I placed a bid for $10, someone else came in, outbid me, and they are currently winning at $11, one increment above where I bid. So that shows you this red text right here, you have been outbid.
That's how you. We have a question in the chat. Can other people see your top bid?
They cannot, no. They are only going to show you what the current high bid is, but they don't know what your maximum is. So if you put in $50, they could bid 20 and then you're going to win at 21, but they don't know how far that's going to go. So your top bid is always private, but the current high bid is going to be the only thing public. We do obscure part of the username here, so it's not totally obvious who it is that's winning, but it at least gives you like an indicator that that's you, that's the winner, when you're able to see the first part of your username.
And can you clarify, are the bid increments $1 per acre?
Yes, they are.
Thank you.
All right. And yes, okay, so that's just another example of one where I placed a bid for $15, has me as the current high bidder for $10. So like I said, we encourage you, if you'd like to go through and place your bids in advance of the 29th, you're absolutely welcome to do that. Once the active bidding period starts up, you can check back in and see where your bid is at and see if anyone has outbid you. You can always make adjustments higher during the active bidding period. So after 10 a.m., you can go in and increase your bid amount, but you're not going to be able to delete or lower your bid amount after 10 a.m. There is, some advantage to bidding ahead of time. That way, you can really take your time and make sure everything is in there correctly. And then you're not sort of frantically trying to place all your bids the day of the auction. All right. Great. So the next bit is once I've already placed all my bids and then the end of the auction rolls around, that's when we know whether or not we won. We have a couple examples here, some auctions that ended yesterday that I placed some bids on and ended up being the successful winner. So once the auction day has passed and everything is closed, you can go into my account right here and you'll see a yellow box appear that says you have pending purchases, click here to check out. This is going to show up anytime you've won any of the offerings within any of the groupings. You would click here to check out, all right, here in the My Account page, and it's going to show you that you have 2 outstanding purchases to complete. You don't want to do this until all of the groupings have completed if you plan on bidding in each one. If you're only bidding in the first one and you're done for the day, by all means, you can go ahead and go check out like right as soon as it's done. But if you plan on bidding in different groupings, maybe all of them, you would want to wait until all of them have completed or all of the ones that you've placed bids in have completed before you get to this checkout process. It's just going to be a lot easier.
Can we pause? We've got a couple of questions in the chat that I want to talk through.
Sure.
The first question is, if you put in a high bid of $50 and nobody else bids, does the bid stay at $10 until somebody else bids?
Yeah. So
yeah. The system only increases your bid to be 1 bid increment higher than the next highest bidder.
Correct. It's going to forbid what it needs to in order for you to win. It won't just jump your bid up to your maximum for no reason.
Perfect. What if 3 people have the same max bid of $15 and there are no other bids? Who wins?
I think somebody's trying to ask a question. Sorry. Is that no? Okay. If 3 people place the same bid, let's say it's in that would only be possible in the advanced bidding period. During the active bidding, it's not going to let you place the same bid as somebody else. But if 3 people place the same bid in the pre-bidding before the day of the auction, it's going to take whoever placed it first. So it prioritizes basically whoever got in there and placed it in there first. They're going to be the ones that are opening up at the $15 mark. Of course, when you do that in the advanced bidding period and the day rolls around, you're going to log on and see whether or not you are the high bidder and be able to adjust accordingly.
Perfect. During the auction, will all of my bids be grouped together on one page, or do I need to monitor each individual offering?
They are grouped together. So if you go into my account and select my bids, well, I don't know if I have any right now. There we go. Sorry, the auction feed right here. This is going to show you all of the bids that you've placed and on which offering, and then as well as whether or not you are winning or if you've been outbid. So my auction feed is going to be very useful on the day of the auction to kind of keep track and monitor what's happening with each of your bids. Should be like a one-stop shop to just look and see whether or not you are the successful winner on each one.
Where is the My Auction feed at again?
In my account, on the right side, there's a few different options right under this My Account heading. This is where you update password, edit lease parties. You can actually save favorite offerings if you'd like ahead of time, and you can actually go back and take a peek at them there. But my auction feed is right here in the middle. That's where you would want to click on that. Afterwards, after the auction is completed, your purchase history will also appear here.
We're
But
current in the chat right now, so if you want to get back to the checkout process, we'll keep monitoring the chat. Thanks, Jordan.
Okay, great. All right, so back on the My Account page, in the pending purchases box, we go ahead and click there to check out. And this is, of course, once all of the offering groups have completed that you planned on bidding in. This orange Checkout Now button will take you to the next page. This is where you see the breakdown of all the offerings that you have won. It's going to show you your winning bid right here per acre, the description of the parcel, and then cost breakdown over here. This is showing your total bonus based on the bid acres, your 5% buyer's premium on that total bonus amount, and then the rent amount. You can select in this dropdown right here whether you want to prepay the required 1 year or all the way up to 5 years of rent. It's totally up to you what you do there. If you just select your option, it'll update the amount of rent due right here on the screen, and then it will change your total. So if I were to go back to 1 year, you'll see it switches back down to $80. On the same section, you would also select your lessee information. We've already added that test company when we were setting up our account. So I'd go ahead and select that one. And that's where you'll see the registered address and the mailing address and the contact information show up. If you need to make any edits to that, you can go ahead and do that right here by clicking edit, make your changes. Unfortunately, you can't add a new company on this page. So in order to complete the checkout page, you would have to go back into My Account and add a new lessee information in that page before you go through this process. So that's why you would want to make sure you've got all of your different companies, if you have more than one, added ahead of time. So you would go through and do this for each property, or sorry, each offering. Make your selections, select the lessee information. Once I've got everything how I like it to be, it looks correct, I will have a total due that adds everything together for me right here. I go ahead and click Save and Proceed. It's just making sure all information is correct. Please check carefully. You want to just really double check everything. Make sure you're not making any typos. All right, so now I have this confirmation page. This is talking about, or it's listing all of my offerings and then also telling you the information you're going to need for making payment. There's two options down here. You can view the receipt on the web browser. You could go ahead and print it from here if you'd like, or there's also a download receipt option where you're actually able to download a PDF of the same information. But for our purposes, we'll just go ahead and look at it on the web browser here. This is going to give you your information as the bidder, your total purchase overview and total amount, and then the payment instructions here. Basically, your payments are going to be needing to be sent no later than 5 p.m. on Friday, July 30th. Basically, one 24-hour period after the end of the auction is when the payments need to be sent, and they can be sent via wire transfer or ACH to the following account information that's going to be listed right here. Once we receive your payment, we will send you a confirmation email. Sometimes it takes a day or so, a business day, in order for that payment to show up on our end. So you may not get a confirmation email from us until Monday, August 2nd. But as long as everything is sent before 5 p.m. on Friday the 30th, everything should be right on schedule with that, and we'll get your confirmation sent out the following Monday. And then of course there's the breakdown of what you purchased and who it's being leased to. That's basically the gist of it. Once you've got your receipt downloaded and you've sent your payment, the rest is kind of up to DNR to generate those leases and get them mailed out. And I guess we could take it away with if there's any questions at this point.
We have a question in the chat, and I'm hoping that you can pull up the page and show us.
Mm-hmm.
How do you increase your bid amount past your pre-bid amount if you are outbid by another bidder?
Sure. So let's go back to that example where we were in the live bidding. So this is offering N233. I had someone else beating me on that one. So I've been outbid on this. I only bid $10 down here. Up here, it automatically pre-fills out the next increment to win over that person. So if let's say I want to bid a maximum of $15 on this one, I just go ahead and enter 15, check the box, and click increase bid. Now I'm successfully bid $15. However, this other person has bid higher than me, so I'm still outbid. The other person is now winning at $15, but it's now asking me to bid 16 or more. So I'm going to go ahead and enter 100. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Let me refresh the page. Maybe there's something. Not sure what's happening. 1 second. Let's try something lower. There we go. All right, so I bid $25 in the end. It looks like I am now the current high bidder. I'm winning it at $16. That means that the other person obviously had their high bid set at 15. It's only bidding one increment higher than what it needed to in order for me to win. Even though I bid $25, I'm still winning at 16. So basically that's the process for increasing your bid. It's maybe a little bit of trial and error because you don't know what the other person bid, but eventually, you know, like everything, if you just keep bidding, you'll win.
What other questions are there? You can put them in the chat or you can call them out. You guys feel like you're ready to start bidding?
This has been very helpful, guys. I think it makes a lot of sense. I think it's good explanation.
Good. Good.
And we're available by phone as well if you wanted to, you know, if you're having any troubles with any of this or you need a walkthrough, feel free to give us a call. Our number is on the contact us part of the navigation bar right here. And, you know, we're more than happy to assist you with whatever you need.
We've got a couple of questions in the chat. For payment, my understanding is that there's no need to enter ACH information ahead of time. That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's a question, can a non-bidder register to observe? And yes, there's no limit on who's able to register.
Yes, we will not authorize anyone without going through the proper procedure, but anyone can create an account and view the offerings if they would like to, and they'll be able to see what the high bid is as well. They just won't be able to place a bid.
Hey, Jordan, this is Kirk. Is there an option? Do you have to actually create a username and everything to just observe, or is there kind of just a I want to watch kind of option?
That's a good question. Let's try it. All right, so I just logged out. Looks like I'm able to just go ahead and view these auctions without even registering. So I'm not sure. Let me go to the one that's active right now. We'll just see what it tells us. Okay, so it is actually showing the high bid is $10 right here. So it does look like you don't even need to create an account. You could just go right to the website and view all of the details and see what the high bid is. Good to know.
A question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Scott Bellinger with Michigan Oil and Gas News. We're part of Michigan Oil and Gas Association.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be publishing a print edition of our magazine tomorrow. I wondered how soon that link might be available, if we could include that in our report to the recording.
We're going to upload it as soon as we're done with this session. It could take us a couple of hours, but we'll try to have the link out tonight.
Okay. And how would that be? Would that be posted on, or how would that be distributed or shared?
We're gonna post it on our YouTube page, and we'll email the link to Kirk to distribute it.
Okay, thank you.
What's your YouTube page?
It's tax sale.
I think it's we'll get that. I'll confirm that, and we'll have Kirk email the link out to that. I think. I'm not sure what the actual username is. Do you have it, Megan?
I don't have it up right now, but we'll make sure Kirk gets it emailed out to everyone as soon as it's available. Final call for questions. Again, if you have a question after the fact, feel free to reach out to us either via email or call the number on the website. We're happy to answer questions or help you walk through registration or bidding or any of the above.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Very helpful.
This is Kim. I just wanted to ask Scott a question if I could. Scott, what's the time frame where you would need that recording information? Is it by 3 o'clock, or is there a time frame?
If I could have it, say early tomorrow or tomorrow morning by 9 a.m., that should be fine.
Okay, just so we have an idea in case we missed it, then everyone will receive that email.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, well, thank you again, everyone, for joining us. We're very excited to be partnering with the DNR to host their online auction, and we're excited to work with you all. Have a great day, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks, everybody.
Hey, everyone.